Mountains have boggled the minds of people since ancient times. Their image is firmly associated with strength, resilience, unreachable heights, and mystery. The tops of mountains have always been considered the homes of gods in spirit, the place closest to heaven. People living among the huge ridges daily contemplate them and, unconsciously, associate themselves with them, soak in their spirit, accept their strength. This image may become a part of our unconscious mind and project itself into the domain of unconscious, dreams. When you dream of mountains, it indicates a sense of obstacle and an expectation of difficulty of some sort. Mountains most often appear in dreams as walls, cliffs, cogs, something that is impossible to pass through. The root of these feelings may be an attempt of your psyche to solve some problems in reality, or a feeling of impending difficulties. But the impregnable side of the mountain and the experience of hiking to its top are different images tied to different unconscious processes. The ascent to it is a much deeper image, manifesting itself not only in individual human behavior, but also in the cultures of entire peoples. The way up the mountain is difficult. As one ascends, one passes through different climatic zones, symbolically traveling from the human world of warmth, fertile lands, and pastures to another world, where fewer and fewer people live, the soils are rocky, the trees are fewer, and the familiar voices of people and the different village sounds are replaced with the noise of rivers, waterfalls, and the whistle of the wind. Man climbs upwards, becoming closer to the sky. He moves into the domain of spirits. This is especially reflected in Japanese culture, where every mountain stream and mountain pass has its own patron spirit, or even a demon that must be subdued. The Tibetans, on the other hand, believed in the religion of Bon before Buddhism. According to Bon tradition, spirits live outside the settlement, in the mountains. They harass and may even harm wanderers. For this purpose, the Tibetans installed special stone statues to scare away and ward off evil from the village. In Russia, there is a people of Bashkirs who also believed that the mountains can be guarded by the spirits, and each mountain has its own spirit master, to whom one had to present gifts and in general respect the environment, because any action could anger the master of the place. For example, the Bashkir mountain Yurma literally translates from the Bashkir language as "do not go there," because the mountain is guarded by particularly evil spirits. Finally, here comes the climax. The ascent of the mountain ends at the top. This is a special place. There are no trees on it, there are amazing views, and you can see the whole world from above. In the tales of various cultures, such a quest of a hero going from the world of man to the spiritual world ends with the gaining of divine knowledge. God gave Moses the tablets with the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai. The tops of many mountains are considered sacred, and few people are worthy enough to climb them. For example, Hawaiians believe that the goddess Poliahu lives on the white mountain of Mauna Kea, and that the place is sacred, and only special people may climb it to offer gifts to the goddess. On the other hand, according to Hinduism rules, no human being is allowed to set foot on the top of Mount Kailas in India, because it is the home of the god Shiva himself. In the same Indian culture, the mountain is also associated with the world mountain Meru, but it is still the embodiment of a completely different archetype, the world axis, and we will talk about it in another video. The symbolical descent from the mountain top is a relief and discharge of accumulated energy, both from the process of ascent and the very costly experience of communicating with higher beings. It is interesting that Christian churches were most often built on hills or any other elevation. The meaning is the same. A man filled with problems and heavy thoughts ascends upwards to the source of the divine. He confesses to the priest, joins in the sacrament, and as he leaves the church, he goes down with a sense of grace and peace. The person who descends the symbolic mountain gradually returns to the world of man and, enriched by their new experience, can now go on with their daily activities. The symbolism of mountains was used by a wide variety of ancient cultures, even by those who did not live among them. The ancient Sumerians built ziggurat temples, the pyramidal structures, and they believed it was possible to communicate with their gods on the top. No one knows where these people come from, but there is an unconfirmed theory that they came from mountainous areas. I like this idea because, although the ancient Sumerians inhabited the plains and swamps, they used the image of a mountain as a sacred object that remained from the times when they lived among the mountains. The same thing applies to the ancient Aztecs and Mayans. The same pattern is seen. The high priest, during the celebrations and festivals, offered human sacrifices to the gods on the tops of the man-made mountains, the pyramids. Even most ordinary things, if you look closely, may conceal images and archetypes that influence human behavior. We enjoy the view of the mountains, soaking in their energy, not always realizing where this power comes from, but the source of this power is within ourselves. This is my first video about the symbolism of things we perceive as something ordinary, yet they help us to understand the way the human mind works and what symbols it unconsciously reaches for. If you like the video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, share this video, and of course subscribe to my channel for some new cool videos about archetypal psychology, myths, dreams, and all the interesting and mysterious stuff about the human mind and culture.